Okay, so we're going to get straight into this. So we've got here new costumes, new classwear. We're going to look at new costumes, not new classwear. Now, we had a brief look at this before. What I wanted Kiara to have a look at is what are just the overall trends that you're seeing, not whether you like it or not, just what are the trends. Okay, so the trends at the moment, what did you find were some of the trends? We did make some notes. So.
You've got a lot of geometric kind of cutouts happening here.
Just like my top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cutout.
Which is quite interesting because for quite a long time that was something that was almost unheard of. You'd see that maybe in tap costumes. We've got the beautiful velvet and the shimmery mesh, but it's quite common.
Yeah, they're getting really, really creative with the cutouts. And but I am definitely noticing the geometric, so the more angular, rather than the swirly kind of things. Color tone wise, definitely the jewel tones. We're very rich. There are your other standard colors and things, but in this range, lots of jewel tones, which is why we wore our jewel toned colors today. Jewel toned colors. Ooh. Lots of mesh and lace, giving it. I found everything was quite textured.
Yeah.
Lots of lacing and not lace fabric, but like lacing like shoelaces or corset lacing kind of look, and interesting strappy bits and pieces, which I think look really interesting on stage. They're hilarious to get into because you end up putting your foot through a strap.
Fun.
Yeah, love it, love it. But they're great. I really like that trend. That's another one that's that and the geometric cutouts. Really big trend in just everyday fashion at the moment as well.
It is, yeah.
Lots of that kind of thing. So I like that, especially for hip hop. We'll get to a few of those styles. You'll see that they're actually what the kids are wanting to wear on the street is actually coming into their costuming, which is really good, great way to sell the costumes to the kids. This was a really refreshing trend for me as an adjudicator. Lots of really beautiful one-piece costumes as opposed to two pieces. They still have your two-piece options, but there were a lot of one pieces, and a lot of their work seems to have gone into designing interesting one-piece costumes.
Cool.
Not crop tops and shorts or crop tops and briefs, that kind of thing. So another trend that I found with this line that I find ethically problematic, because of the geometric cutouts and this desire to keep things one piece, which I'm a big fan of, they're using a lot of nude or flesh-toned fabrics. My concern with that, and I know you share this concern as well as a dressmaker, is who's nude? Whose nude are we talking about?
Which flesh tone?
Which flesh tone are we talking? This is a really, really problematic area. I firmly believe that costume companies should do. I know Kiara has suppliers of the flesh tones that you get different flesh tones. You can get the darker flesh, and if you don't, Kiara's amazing at dyeing fabrics. Gets into it. Yeah, you can make it the colour. Now, when you're doing that, that's not too hard to do because you dye the fabric and then make the garment. Yeah. But when you're dealing with some of these really intricate geometric cutouts, so if we take this one here, sleeveless abstract leotard, that you can't dye that without ruining the lycra.
No, you can't.
And
you can do that kind of thing with strap, so your typical classical ballet tutu, if you've got that elastic nude straps there.
Like if you've got a strap showing.
Yeah, we used to spend 5 minutes before going on stage just colouring it in with our foundation. Every dancer in the group used to do that.
Whether we're not just talking about African American girls or
no, because most of the time that nude is probably only going to match one person in the troupe, and even then
it matches my natural skin colour. Because I'm very pale, but I tan. I go and get a spray tan. I don't tan in the sun because it's skin cancer. They're calling this nude, by the way. They're calling it new nude. Okay. They're not really giving any that I can see. They're not giving any idea of why it's new nude. But it does look a little bit warmer in tone, which is nice.
It does. It's got a pink undertone. But still, you can't sit there and throw that whole costume into the bath with tea or coffee.
No,
Even
you
if
can't.
you sat there with, you know, a paintbrush or a sponge.
Yeah, you can't.
It would ruin the costume.
Yeah. And I just have a real issue with that because I think it's happening in the beauty industry a lot as well with foundations. Where is it going to take, you know, someone like Rihanna?
Yeah.
Rihanna released Fenty Beauty, and the amount of diversity in the foundation shades was amazing. It was revolutionary. It was so good. Yeah. Women of colour weren't an afterthought in that range.
No.
They were thought of as equal consumers, equally important consumers as Caucasian women. It is not hard for me to find a foundation. Okay, I can find foundation easy, and I can quite easily wear these nudes or flesh or new nude, whatever it is. It doesn't bother me personally, but it bothers me ethically that girls of colour are constantly pointed out to them as a point of difference because they're not the same nude or flesh as what the costume companies are saying. It's the same with the foundations in the beauty industry. I can't remember exactly. I should have done the research for this, but I think it was Gain or Minden, and they now have point shoes that aren't just the pink satin. You can order them in different colours, and it's not an added charge. You're not paying for your ethnicity, which is as it should be. And that's great, but I think the costume companies need to get on board. They have colour selections, so why can't we have a nude colour selection? Yeah. And tights are now much more available in a variety of tan different colours. That's great. I think they could still have a little bit more diversity there, but this is a problem.
It's 2018.
Exactly. Yeah, 2018 people. Come on. All right, so we're not going to review each costume in detail. We're just going to click on a few ones that stand out to us. And we are the whole way through thinking about this. We had a lot of long sleeve leotards in this collection. 13 to be exact. And that's definitely just leotards. No, I wasn't counting the bicotard, unitard type ones, just leotards. Just leotards. So we've got the sublimated lace. We've got, there's a really interesting patchwork one here. We've got this gorgeous sequin leotard with plunge. I think that's an incredibly versatile one. I don't like sequins in contemporary personally, but I think you could get away with that in a contemporary.
You could, yeah.
Definitely a theatrical, lyrical. Yeah, I think you could put a tutu base on it. Definitely one that'd be good for studios to buy as a set. We've got this fierce printed leotard. I'm in two minds about this, so I might defer to you on that.
Yeah. This one, it's very basic kind of cut and style. I like the idea of the print. My only concern with that, from a distance on stage, I don't know if you're going to get the detail of the lines and the sharp points.
Yeah, I find on stage, if you want to show the detail, you need like sort of precision in the contrast between the two. So these thin lines that are quite close together, you don't really see the detail in it. So I'm not sure if the effect is going to be worth it.
Yeah, I think. Look, worst case scenario, it'd probably look like a not so great ombre job. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But it could still really work because I don't know. I haven't seen it on stage.
I love it in the video. I love it even more in the video where she does that opening with that. Yeah. And then from distance,
is that an invisible zip? Is that an invisible zip?
In a costume? Surely not.
It's invisible zip.
It's an invisible zip. Are you kidding? Yeah. Okay. I'm not even a dressmaker, and I know how problematic they are. Invisible zips are those zips that you constantly doing that. Can you imagine having to get into that in a quick change?
Buckle and they.
You don't need an invisible zip on stage. I don't understand why they put that in there.
Yeah.
As long as you don't put in a zip that's like really, really thick tooth or
No.
you know, the completely different colour. What's the point?
Yeah, I think with costumes, as long as it's the right colour, your ordinary dress zip is fine. A dress zipper, which is basically one step bigger than an invisible zip, but clearly it's not invisible.
Well, no, you still got to line up the back. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really difficult to get in and out of. Oh, that's off my list now. That's off my list. I was on the fence about that leotard, but nope. Other long sleeve leotards. I think this one here, the Raglan long sleeve leotard. I think that's quite a nice basic one. It does have the issue of the mesh fabric at the back. You're not going to be able to hide a bra with that, so keep that in mind. Love this long sleeve angular leotard. Yeah, but there's the nude issue there. Whose nude is that? You can't dye that, so that's an issue. Cage strap mesh leotard. I think that's fabulous. And can we just all pause and in this view here on the back, can we all just take a moment to appreciate that girl's arms?
Oh my god, I know.
Oh, lovely.
That's my favourite. This one here.
This is awesome. I'd chuck a pair of jeans on that and wear it.
Wear it out. Yeah, I like that one.
Excuse me, just chomping away on the ice cream. This is just too exciting. It's fun. Yeah, the lattice front. I love that. This is beautiful. I saw that in the sneak peek preview. I still love it, except it has an invisible zip.
Yeah. But you know what? Zipper. Okay, no, I'm going to change that sentence. Zippers can be relatively easy to replace. They can be.
You shouldn't have to replace it.
No, you shouldn't have to. But
an invisible zip's going to probably, as you say, going to need to be replaced. Yeah. It's not massively hard, but they're going to need to be replaced because they break all the time because they catch the fabric.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that's really problematic. But I love that ombre printed cutout leotard. I think it's gorgeous and it's really flattering. You can hide a bra in it.
Yep. Just imagine putting that with like a long chiffon, high-low skirt. False tap. False tap.
Pretty. Oh, and then we come to the poet sleeve. I love this. I think this is so different. I think it's really unique. Yes, it's got a very, very cut out low back, but as a girl who does have a lady who does have the bazooms, you could hide a plunge back bra in that.
Yeah, I reckon you could.
You could. Yep. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think I'd probably get the hot fix out and stone it. Yeah, I'd be stoning everything. I'd be stoning the nude. Who's nude? Really? Yeah.
See, I would probably only stone that part. I don't know why. I think...
Depends what it's for.
Well,
but do you know what I'm seeing that for? Chuck a romantic tutu on it.
Renaissance.
Oh, beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful senior classical ballet. I think it's gorgeous. Yep. Love it. Leotard with lace long sleeves. Standard. Yep. Nice. I like it. You can hide a bra in that. Cut's really lovely. There's nothing interesting or fancy about it, but this backless leotard, very similar to that dress one we looked at before. Yep. It's backless, so it tells you it's backless, so bra is going to be an issue in that, but I do like it. I think that's really nice.
Strapping tape. You'll be right.
Love that. Puff shoulder leotard. For the same reason I like the poet sleeve. It's just a different...
Yeah. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. I'm single ladies. Couldn't you see doing that to it? I'm sorry I just sung single ladies with a mouthful of ice cream.
No, you're not.
I do apologise. I think it's really pretty. It's a shame it only comes in black, but it might not be massively flattering in any other colour.
I'm just a little worried about where it curves in. I think they've cut it too short. So if you think of a curve being long that way, it's like if you imagine that as a right angle here, I think they've cut it too far in.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
So your advice? Steer clear if you've got girls with boobs?
I think so. Yeah. I would.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweetheart kind of neckline and the plunge necklines can be tricky when they're not made for a specific body.
Right. And then the final one, I think, is one of my favourite pieces in the whole collection. It was when I saw the preview, and it's still one of my favourite pieces, is this geometric lace leotard.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. It's definitely one I would have liked to see in a different colour.
Yeah. Would have been good.
But I do like it.